Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Far Cry 6 tips and tricks, and in today's video we are going to show you a whole lot of things that you might not know. Yes, Ubisoft have done it again. They've put a game out and they've put all these hidden little gems in the game that are not totally obvious at the face of things. So this will help you no end. All these tips will help your gameplay a lot. There might be some that you already know, but there might be a heap that you don't. I hope this will help new players and experienced players together. Let's do it. So fairly early in the game you will get the access to a vehicle that you can call up at any time, which is fantastic. It really is a good way of getting around. What you might not know, and this applies to many vehicles, that if you, instead of getting into the car straight away or the vehicle, run round the back and you will be able to refill your ammo before you get started. A great tip, and I think something that you should get in the habit of doing. So tip number 2 is going to cover all kinds of things like trucks, tanks, helicopters, you name it. We're going to go through a whole series of tips on these, gaining them, destroying them, using them to your advantage. So let's start off with the FND convoy. The FND convoy you will see all over the map. Actually, the first area that you come into, the highway just below Montero's farm, is a great place for farming this. They will give you all kind of resources, and they show up as a red truck on the map like we're showing now. One of the things that you can do is capture them and grab the resources from the back of the truck, but one of the things that you should do is take them back to the base, because this will give you far more resources than just stopping the truck on the highway and taking the resources there and then. So there's a whole lot of these FND trucks around. The red one, the one with the big red back, it has prisoners in it, so kill the driver, release the prisoners, and now you have more recruits for your cause. The other thing that you do need to know is if you decide to destroy vehicles, run up to them, because they will give you bonus resources, parts, and also they might give you some cosmetic things for your other vehicles. If you want to work on your vehicle collection, there are a couple of ways of doing it. Of course, you can see here we've got a number of vehicles that we've already picked up. The simplest way, well, there's two ways you can do this. You could go and just maybe borrow a vehicle from the side of the road or a base or something and drive it back to a checkpoint, a fast travel point, like we showed you with the FND trucks. But there is a much simpler way to do this. And so when you're running around in the landscape, in the environment, you might come across something that you go, oh, that's quite nice, I wouldn't mind having that. So before you get onto it, pull out your camera or your phone and scan the vehicle, and it will automatically put that vehicle into your inventory, and you'll be able to drive it at any point in time. It will also add cosmetics for your rides if you're lucky, and yeah, it's a pretty easy way of getting new vehicles. So get in the habit of scanning pretty much everything you come across, and you won't have to drive long distances. Okay, so let's get to the fun stuff. Let's take down some of those annoying vehicles in the game. We'll start with helicopters. Now, there's a couple of methods that you can use to take down helicopters. The first method is the LMG and grenade method, which I'm going to show you. Not the most effective method, but it will take down a helicopter. The only things you really need to worry about is, I would suggest you put armor-piercing bullets on your LMG, and the LMG just really doesn't matter which one you pick. You can see here I'm hammering away at the helicopter. Luckily, I found one on the airstrip, and hammered away with it. Actually, went through a full clip of LMG ammo, all my ammunition, plus a couple grenades, and yeah, I had to finish it off with a shotgun. So not the most effective method that you're ever going to see, but I think if you combine it with the second method I'm going to talk about, then it will work very, very effectively. So method number 2 is using the Supremo, the Salter Supremo Exterminador, whatever you want to call it, the one that Juan Cortez gives you at the very start of the game. So everybody has this here. I've actually got it kitted out in a lovely red and kind of grey camouflage here, but this is by far the easiest way to do things. And basically what this Supremo does, it will target the biggest threat in your immediate area and take care of it. And as you would know if you've used this, I'm sure you've all used this, it is awesome, and it will take down a helicopter very, very easy without even raising a sweat. You might find that some of the guys will jump out like they did here, but just finish them off. Make sure that you touch the helicopter and life is good. So probably the most annoying thing to deal with in the game are tanks, and I'm not talking about taking tanks, I'm talking about actually trying to fight them or get rid of them. There is a very, very easy way of doing this, and you actually get a tank in to drive around with as a bonus. So it involves getting a bow and arrow, so make sure you have a bow and arrow. You don't need to get a unique bow and arrow. A simple, straightforward, standard bow and arrow will work for this, and all you really have to do is equip EMP arrows in the ammo mods slot like we're showing you here, and then what you will do is find said tank, fire an arrow at it, and you can actually hijack the thing, and you can be off on your merry way after you get rid of the driver, and life is good. Now if you do want to destroy the tanks, well, we have another method, but it will need you to go and find a launcher, and I will have a video to the particular launcher I'm going to use in a minute. I will have a video coming up to show you exactly where to get this particular launcher. So this was a heck of a lot more fun. Unfortunately, you must make sure it's full of ammo, because as you're going to see, it will damage the tank, and I probably needed to be a little bit closer to get more damage, to be fair. But yeah, I ended up being one bullet short using this method with the tank, so I do suggest you get a wee bit closer so the impact's causes a bit more damage, but that's okay. If you make sure your ammunition is filled, you should have plenty of shells to destroy this, like we do right at the end there. And yeah, what a fun way to spend your afternoon with El Caballero launcher. And like I said, we will show you how to get this fun little gun in a future episode. Okay, planes are actually not too hard to take down, but understand the Supremo might not get them. You can see he's doing some weird maneuvers to get away from these Supremo rockets, so they might not be effective. I've got an SMG here, MP40. I'll do a heap of damage on him, and then I pull my sniper out and wait for him to come round. Now, the key here is as he comes round, you want to wait till he dips towards you. You see it now, he'll dip in a second, there he is, and just hit the pilot, and that's as simple as it needs to be. One thing that you will get as you're flying, if you're flying helicopters on a regular basis, or my little craft like I've got now, is as you're going through the landscape, you're going to get these warning things coming up, these restricted airspace, leave or be shot down. There's a very, very easy way to combat this, and that is to dip below the tree line, or dip as low as you need to make that little warning noise go away. And you can see I do this several times. as I'm kind of traversing through the landscape here, and as soon as that warning disappears, you are good to continue your journey. So as you're running around the environment, you will come across these red clouds of gas, and there is a very, very easy way to get rid of them. Either use a Molotov, throw a Molotov at them, or use the method I am using here with the Humidora shotgun, which has got incendiary rounds, and you just shoot at the red clouds of gas and they will dissipate. Now, it might take a couple of rounds to get this to work, especially in some of the fields, but you could also use the flamethrower attachment for your Supremo. All of those methods, anything that's fire related, will get rid of those gases real easy. So looting is a very, very big part of the game, and thank you to Mikey for making me aware of this one. What I suggest you do is you go into your options and switch on this particular option where the loot will glow for you in the environment. It will save you so much time, and it means you will never miss any loot again. And you can even choose the colour. I chose to go with a yellow colour just to make it stand out a little bit more for me. You can, of course, you can stick with the default white, but I like the yellow. And you'll see with the footage, all this loot is just glowing marvellously, and you're not going to miss a thing. We always all like getting tons of XP, and there's a very easy and fun way of gaining XP in this game. You'll notice around the environment there's a whole lot of billboards. All you have to do is basically just shoot them. I would suggest maybe my Humidora shotgun, but you know, if you borrow a tank for instance, just go up and down the highway shooting the heck out of these billboards, and you're going to see a big and very quick increase in your XP. So the next thing I'm going to make you aware of, if you get into a bit of a bind and you get into a bit of a fight and you do it for a bit too long, you will notice that there are these little red bars that appear next to your mini-map, and that's basically telling you that every man and his dog in the vicinity is going to come and try and wipe you out off the face of the earth, basically. And some special soldiers are going to come and visit you as well, and they're going to track you and hunt you. And so how do you get rid of those red bars? Well, it's pretty simple, and it's it's a strategy I've used in many games, and that's basically just run away and hide. And you can see I'm hiding in a drain here, and it doesn't take that long before the warnings disappear. Life is good, and you can get back to normal. Now just be aware that while your bars are red, you cannot fast travel anywhere, and if you keep running to get away from the guys, they will continue to respawn in front of you and around you. So the best strategy is to just go and hide in a wee corner out of the way and just wait for everything to calm down. One of the good things that Ubisoft have included in Far Cry 6, and this is our last tip for today, is the ability to change things on the fly. So if your gun runs out of ammunition, well, you can just go into your menus, select a different gun and keep going. Same applies for all your equipment. If you have if you're under heavy attack and you need to get more armor plating or clothes that have a better resistance to damage or armor piercing bullets or whatever it might be, you can also do that on the fly as you're playing, and hopefully stay around a little bit longer than you would do normally. So there you go, guys. That's all I have for you today. There are a ton of things to learn in this game. You're going to get into some insane fights, in some insane kind of situations. Hopefully a lot of these tips that are not obvious straight up will help you stay alive a lot longer, enjoy the game, and have a little bit more of a knowledge about how to employ certain strategies in certain situations, and yeah, gain XP in the meantime, and we're all about gaining that XP. If you really enjoyed this video, a like rating is always appreciated. I always love reading your comments on every video. If you have ideas for videos that you want to see for Far Cry 6 in the future, please let me know down in the comments section. If you want to keep up to date on everything gaming for XP, including the Far Cry 6 tips and tricks videos, and there are a large amount of them coming, make sure you've got that subscribe button hit and the bell notification turned on, and we will catch you next time on the channel. See ya!